Hmm. Oh, snafu. Yeah, what's going on, boys and girls? Good evening and welcome to this special Saturday night edition of Cage Side with Christopher James. I'm Christopher James, and you're not. But that's all right, man, because there can only be one of us, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be here with you guys tonight, man. I spent a long day out in the streets today picking up groceries for people through shift. Got to do what I got to do right now to take care of my family. And while I was out on the road, I reached out to a friend of mine and said, hey, I haven't had you on the show in a while. I need you to come on. She said, sounds like a good idea. So we hooked it all up. We set it up, and she is standing by right now. She is an Island Fights veteran. She's one of my favorite fighters. And, of course, you know, I've announced her name at a few fights. I've watched her, you know, become a mom. And that's right, Odin's mom. You know what I'm saying, kids. So, but she's such a lovely girl, such a lovely person. Her future is so doggone bright, man. She's going to be a superstar. So let's bring her into the show right now. Welcome back to this edition of Cage Side with Christopher James. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Hannah Goldy. What's up, girl?
Hola, how are you?
Oh, my God. Look at you. You are looking so fly, girl. All right, the comments already started. Look at it. Somebody said, where's the music, Chris? I'm like, oh, man, my goodness. Let's see. All right. That's it. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So anyway, happy to have you here. It's been so long since I've got to chat with you or see you. You know, you've kind of you went a little laid low on the social media for a little while. I'm sure you know, trying to get everything situated with the UFC and other things in life. You know, you're like, all right, let me lay low for a little while. But I'm glad to see you back. I saw some sponsors that you popped up. If you guys can see the stream on the bottom, that's one of our sponsors, Baker Bands. She's wearing it on her head. You can get a cool ass band, like a headband, bandana kind of gimmick. And if you use the code Goldie, you get 10% off all your purchases. So use the code, support her sponsors because they're supporting her. And if you love her and you want her to succeed, well, then you got to do that. So just, remember that. And Hannah, just so you know, like when I get the comments from Facebook or YouTube, I can pop up on the screen just like that. See that?
Cool.
And that's my friend Forrest. He says, we love you, Hannah. He's one of the people he's one of the guys that every time you've been on the show, and we talk about you, he's always like, it's Odin's mom.
Yeah. Actually, funny thing about the Odin's mom thing, like this company, Baker Bands, that I'm working with, he's making me like a Goldie line, like my own line of headbands. And
shut up.
And one of them, he sent me a picture of it. It says Odin's mom. I love it.
Oh, that's good. Hey, listen, I want one of those.
Yeah, you need one.
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't really need one. My hair is kind of, low key. But if it's got Odin on it and it's helping you, I'll definitely pimp that thing proud. So
yeah, he's going to make me one that has like Odin's face, like on the ties. And I'm going to wear it to the octagon.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's badass.
Well, listen, I'm going to ask you the first question of the night. And it's the same question I've asked every fighter I've had on since this all started. Tell us a day in the life of Hannah Goldy prior to the coronavirus pandemic taking over the world, and then tell us a day in the life of Hannah Goldy during the pandemic, because it has to have changed. I mean, everybody's life has changed, a little bit. It's like, so I want to know what you were doing, before this all happened, and then now that this is happening, what kind of routine are you in?
Well, first off, it's funny because like I still feel like I don't have like any extra time in the day. Like I still feel like I'm doing shit like all day. Like maybe it's just like my mind, but I always have like a million things I'm trying to get done. So like I'm like trying to be productive through this time and not just like sit on my ass and be like, I'm bored. Like I'm trying to get stuff done that normally I wouldn't have time to do like pre-quarantine, which like my day pre-quarantine was wake up, make Odin breakfast, hang out with him for an hour, go to training, come home, make Odin lunch, like put him down for a nap, go do strength and conditioning at night, come home, put Odin to bed, and then by the time he's in bed, like I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So like my day was just like boom, 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 like Odin, gym, eat, sleep. Basically that was it. Now it's still like I'm still training twice a day. I'm actually obviously like this is a horrible situation, but like I said, like I've really taken this time to like be productive and like do stuff that I've always wanted to do, but like never really like had the extra energy to put into doing. Like I'm making a badass gym in my garage right now, so like literally I'm going to be able to train at my house, like doing whatever I want to do. Like Fuji Mats has like really helped me
Nice.
design like a badass home gym. Patrick over with them has been awesome, and like I'm probably the most annoying client he's ever had in his entire life.
Well,
But
because you want your stuff to be right and perfect and everything. I mean, there's nothing. And listen, anybody who does anything with a female customer on anything that's supposed to be kind of custom should be ready for the woman to be a pain in the ass, because most women I know are perfectionists. Whereas the guy goes, look, as long as you got my letter on the hat, I'm good. You know,
yeah,
or as long as the mat fits in the garage, I can close the door, I'm good. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, he's probably regretting giving me his phone number. Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, I have this other idea, or can we do this, or can we do that? And then like I'll send him the measurements and I'll ask him like 10 times. I'm like, are you sure you have everything you need? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, well, I'm excited though. It's gonna be super fun, and like I'm excited to have like all of my training partners be able to come over here, and like I like everybody that I train with, you know, like I'm super close with, so it'll be cool to like have everybody over, train, cook dinner, hang out, you know, and like everything is just here. So I'm super excited. So going back to, you know, quarantine, like I probably wouldn't have ever taken the time to do that like if this had not happened, because like I'm always going at a million miles an hour doing other shit. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have a gym at the house.
That's awesome. Are you staying on like a dietary plan, you know, to keep yourself lean and mean, the fight machine that you are? Because I'm looking at you right now. And for you guys, before we start the show, I always have our guests come on about 5-10 minutes ahead of time, make sure everything works. And Hannah's sitting in her chair right there, only she's not sitting like that. She's more like, that, like that. And like her bicep, man, I'm like, God damn, I'm embarrassed, man, because like I won't even try to flex mine because it's just embarrassing. Then again, I don't work out, you know, and whatever, but she looks so good, you know, and I know how much pride you take in your appearance, both your body-wise as far as for fighting, but just being in physical shape all the time. I know I almost want to say it's a little bit of an obsession for you. You are really into it. And that's good, because, you know, you'll be able to teach your son valuable lessons about, you know, being healthy and doing the right thing. Even though he's a little garbage can right now, you put it in front of his face, that dude will eat it.
He eats my food. Like literally, I posted on my Instagram the other day. Like everyone's like, "What's your diet?" I'm like, have a toddler that eats everything, and then like bring him around every time you eat. He just eats. He eats all of my food. Literally, like I make him lunch, and then like I sit down to have my lunch, and then he's like, "Ooh, I want mama's food." Like that's literally what he says. Like he's literally a garbage disposal. It's hilarious.
So does he eat all his and then come get yours? Or?
Yes, because like
Right.
I make him food, and like I don't eat while he's eating, and then I eat after, like unless we're like sitting down for dinner. Like usually I'm like doing something, so I'm like making him lunch, and we don't really eat the same thing usually. So I don't eat mac and cheese every day. Just so you guys know. But
if you look at the way you do, you're definitely not eating mac and cheese every day. If you're eating mac and cheese every day and you're looking like that, you need to make a new video. Go how to eat mac and cheese and stay sexy, starring Hannah Goldy, because that would be that would sell out like hotcakes.
no, I mean Trifecta partners with the UFC, so I was getting meals from them for a couple weeks, which was super helpful. Their their meals are amazing, and that was helping me stay on track. But like I'm kind of like when I'm doing something, it's either like 100% or 0%. So like for a while when I was injured, like I wasn't, not that I wasn't in like good shape, but like I wasn't in my like definition of like good shape. So, you know, I was not able to train the way that I like to train for a long time. And like in my mind, if I'm like, oh, I'm not really able to train, I'm just going to eat whatever I want and kind of like do whatever I want. So that was kind of the mode that I was in for a little bit after I had to drop out of my fight in New Zealand. And then I was like, fuck this. Like, as soon as my shoulder's good, like, I want to be able to fight. So, like, I'm walking around lighter than I have in 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Like, I'm I'm in great shape right now. I feel super athletic. I feel faster than I've ever been. Like, I haven't been able to train exactly the way that I would want to in fight camp, but I'm doing everything else to stay ready, you know, like besides like being able to prepare for a specific opponent. Like, I'm doing everything that I can. So my diet is always like, I'll skip lunch so I can eat 2 desserts. Like, I'm still like, that's still me. Like, I still love my sweets. So like, I'll literally eat like my meals like spaced out all day, and then at 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, ice cream.
Is that the go-to sweet? Is that the dessert that get that has a grip on you? The ice cream?
I literally will eat like half a gallon of ice cream in one sitting. I have to like force myself to put it away. I'm disgusting.
Can you really eat the whole thing?
Yes, I swear. I'm gross.
All right, so let me ask you a question. We're going to swerve here just for a minute because you said that. Last week I had on Lex McMahon, the CEO or COO of Titan Fighting, and he was telling me that Stefan Struve, you know who Struve is, big 7-foot UFC guy, and a guy named Jose Shorty Torres, they live at his house, and every Sunday is Pancake Sunday. So we're going to have them do a pancake eating challenge on my show on one of the Sunday mornings. Apparently, Shorty Torres can eat 17 pancakes. That's what Lex is telling me. So if I find a worthy competitor for you, you know, especially before you get a fight announced, so because we don't want you to do it during a fight camp ever. But before you get a camp going and a fight, if I find a worthy competitor to challenge you for an ice cream eat-off, whoever can pound out the most in a half gallon, would you do it here on the show with us?
Absolutely.
All right. So, guys, we're going to have an ice cream challenge. I'm going to find a competitor. I'm trying to think who. Do you want to go against a man or a woman?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm asking you. Do you want to make a guy look like a wuss because you can out eat him and beat the shit out of him, or do you just want to go against another girl?
It doesn't matter, man. Whoever thinks they can eat more ice cream than me.
Oh, you know what we're going to do? I'm not even going to have it be a fighter. I'm going to have it be a fan. I'm going to do a contest. I'm going to put up a trivia. Me and you, when we get off the air tonight, we're going to come up with a trivia contest of 7 questions. And if whoever answers the 7 questions right first, when I post them up, and they'll all be about you, whoever answered it first gets to challenge you. That's Perfect. What we'll do. All right, Sounds cool. Good. So you mentioned that, you know, before your fight in New Zealand, which didn't happen. So, by the way, guys, you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James. We are live with UFC star on the rise, Odin Goldy. She's been out of action for a little while. She had an injury. She was supposed to fight in New Zealand in February. It didn't happen. So tell us about that. Tell us about how that all came to not happening, and what was the injury and what happened, and how far away are we from you actually getting to go again?
Yeah, so my injury sucked, man. Initially it was an injury that had happened like a couple months prior to even when I started my fight camp. So I got thrown on my shoulder during wrestling one day, and like I literally thought it was like dislocated from my body. I walked off the mat and like looked at Mitch and was like, yo, my shoulder's fucked up. And he was like, it's probably fine, like blah blah blah, just, you know, go home, rest it. And I like immediately went to see Hank, and I like told him like something was wrong. I got an x-ray. The x-ray came back and they said nothing's wrong. So I was like, okay, cool. So I just rested it for a couple weeks. And then I'm like losing my train of thought. Sorry. I rested it for a couple weeks and then like started training again, like moderately, nothing crazy. And then I got a call about New Zealand. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So I like started turning it up immediately as soon as I got the call, obviously, like my psychopath self. And then like slowly over the next couple weeks, like it just got to the point where like I had to like stop training some days because I was in so much pain. Like, and Jason was like, man, like you're like, you need to like figure out what's going on with your shoulder. And I was like, nah, it's fine. Like, I'm just going to go get a PRP shot. So I'm like, it's going to be good. So I'm like, thank goodness the guys over at Advantacare in Maitland, like they totally hooked me up and they've really been helping me with my recovery. And like, I can't thank them enough. They've been amazing to me over the past couple months. And I'm very fortunate to have been connected with them by Mitchell. So thank you guys for that. But yeah, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go get a PRP shot. And this was like 3 weeks before my fight. So I'm like, cool. All right. Like I was like looking online. I'm like, it says PRP is like like, you feel the best after 2 to 3 weeks. This is perfect. Like, I'm just going to rest and then I'm going to fight. And
why not?
yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to fight. And then I like go to get this shot and they're like, oh, well, we have to do an MRI first just to rule out any like severe injury. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, no worries. Like, I just thought that I was in pain, but like, I thought it was something I could fight through. And they like do the MRI and then make the appointment for a couple days later. And like, doc walks in like that next Monday and he's like, man, like, he's like, you have a bunch of torn ligaments and a grade 4 AC separation in your shoulder. He's like, if you throw a hook and miss, like, your shoulder could come off your body. Like, so I was like, oh, okay, well, so should I fight? And he's like, so do you want me to fight? I still, at this point, I was still like, I'm like, well, I mean, like, is that something that I could fight through? And he's like, I mean, don't throw hooks in your fight. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and like, if it goes to the ground and you land on your shoulder, you're fucked. So I'm like, so like, yeah. So, and so then I'm like, he's like, Hannah, like, it's not really an injury, blah, blah, blah. Or it's not really an injury like I would suggest fighting with. So I like called Abe and I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. Like, I was just gonna get this PRP shot so that like I could make it to my fight and like feel good for my fight, and then I find out all this shit. And he's like, listen, like, there's no point in fighting injured, it's stupid. And I, obviously, like, Jason and Hank and Mitchell all were like, we don't want you to fight injured. So I fought injured for my last fight when I fought in Newark. I had a back injury, but like, that was on short notice. Like, that was my in, so like I had to take that fight. And like, so now I'm just really focused on getting back to 100% and being able to fight at my full potential. And, like I said, I feel great. I feel super athletic right now and super in shape. So it's just taking care of my shoulder for the next couple weeks and I should be good to go.
That's awesome. Shout out to Dean Toole, the CEO, the man behind Island Fights, also known as the Mahdi. That's Man of the Year. And I'm glad they popped up here. I'm going to, before we go back to your fight, I just want to ask you, and I don't remember if I've asked, I probably have, but how awesome was it, fighting with Dean, getting on Fight Pass, making the connects, with like first round management and everything. And how cool is it being part of Island Fights and, them helping you launch to the UFC?
I mean, I've said this so many times. It's like, first of all, I love Dean. Like, he's a very good friend of mine. He sponsored my home gym. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like I just fought for him. Like, I love Dean and I love everybody up there in Pensacola. Like, they're family to me. And, they're people that like really have my back, like, in this industry and in any industry, it's like there's people that like are just out to take your money, or they're helping you because they want something from you, not because they want to help you just to help you. And that's how, like, he's helped me from the beginning. So he's an OG. He came out to Vegas to watch my Contender Series fight. Like that, he means a lot to me as a person, and like that organization was great to me. They were a great, and guys, I've always said I've done for me. And
yep, shit, I think we're having a little internet issue. There it is. All right, we're back. Cool. We lost you for a second. You froze up. I was like, what happened?
Sorry.
No, it happens sometimes. That's the way these Wi-Fi things work. So basically, the end of that was that Dean does mean so much to her, and it was more than just fighter promoter. It was a fighter and it's family. Island Fights is family, and to all the fighters that come through there, that's how they all feel. Dean told you here. There you go. Can you see that? He just put up a little heart. So back to your fight stuff. So you said to me off the air when we get ready to start, before all this Corona stuff happened, you actually did have a new fight booked. Tell everybody where that fight was going to take place and the opponent, if you know who it was.
Well, I was supposed to fight in Australia. I'm not going to say the name of the person only because it wasn't really announced, but
okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to fight in June. obviously that's not happening now, so I'm just waiting patiently to see what happens next. Obviously, first and foremost, the world needs to get healthy, and you know, we need to focus on that, and then we can get back to business. But just doing what I can in the meantime.
Yeah, and of course, you're not going to be able to go to Australia because you're not going to be able to get out of our country and get into their country right now because they're dealing with this as well. However, like Dean Toole, our boss at Island Fights, he's an OG. You work for another OG in Dana White, and there's this little place called Fight Island, which means that international fights that were scheduled are going to end up taking place over there. So if you get the phone call from Dana White or, from Abe or Malky or anybody, and they say, hey, we're going to fly you to Fight Island. We're going to bring you out there 2 weeks ahead of time so you can acclimate, hang out, relax, get all situated, and then fight on Fight Island. And then after the fight is over, we're going to keep you here for an extra week just to make sure you're healthy before we send you home. So are you in?
I mean, like, for me, I don't fucking care where I fight. I'll fucking set up the octagon in my backyard and fight. I don't give a fuck. Like, obviously, I wanted to go to Australia. Like, that was cool. But yeah, I'll go fucking anywhere. Fight Island's cool. Fucking New York is cool. Fucking Florida's cool. Anywhere's cool. Anywhere I can fight is cool. I don't care.
Yeah, and there might be a few fights coming up here in Florida. May 9th is rumored to be here in Florida. They're saying Tampa. Could be in Orlando at the WWE Performance Center, which is a hop, skip, and a jump for you. I mean, you could probably jog to the arena, That would be awesome. Like run to the fight,
Total Rocky style.
Yeah, just kill it, man, all the way to the arena. We'll even get you like a torch. Or no, we'll have your sponsor there make you a special band that has like flame coming off, while you're running.
Yes, like Hunger Games. That'd be badass.
Exactly. All right. So speaking of that sponsor we got there, like I said, guys, we have a couple of sponsors. We're going to spot them on there. Like I said, Baker Bands. I streamed this one a few minutes ago. I'm going to stream it for another minute now. If you want to get one of those sick ass headbands that like Hannah's wearing right now. And maybe wait for the special Odin edition one because, you got to get your hand on one of those kids. But you get the Odin one, you get any one, but use her code and you get 10% off on your purchase. So we got that one. But then we got these other two sponsors. And today on Facebook, let's bring this up here. Boom. There's Hannah pimping one of her sponsors. That one right there is for the Barbell Cartel. Tell everybody about the Barbell Cartel. Is it just clothing?
Yeah, so they're like a lifting, like a weightlifting company kind of, but they have, it's mostly apparel, and then they do have some like lifting products too. But definitely go check out their site. Their female clothes are super cute, and I was also looking at their guy stuff the other day, and like I thought that looked really nice too. So just teamed up with them recently. I'm super excited to be working with them. They have really great quality stuff, and they're awesome people. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot more from them.
Are they going to let you design a custom line, you think, with some Hannah Goldy inspired ideas?
Well, I was talking to the owner of the company yesterday, and he said he's always open to suggestions. So I've definitely been brainstorming about some new patterns and stuff like that for them too. So stay tuned.
That's awesome. So now besides that right there, let me see. There is another one for your other sponsor. Let's get that one up here on the screen. Where'd it go? There it goes. Chrome tab. And a Goldie. Share. Look at this one right here for the cooler. And I love how you're using the dog in both of those spots for your sponsor. The dog with the hat on is dope. But this one right here, kids, this is Hannah pimping for Laka Coolers, Laka. You can see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. Tell us how you got hooked up with these guys, and tell me about their coolers because I don't know anything about them. But it looks like the Yeti style.
Yeah, so how I got hooked up with them, first of all, is Patrick from Fuji. he is a friend of the owner of this company. And when we were talking about potential sponsors for my gym, he was like, let me talk to my friend. And they sponsored a huge part of my gym. They got me a whole wall of wall mats. You guys will see that when we should do like a cribs edition of my gym when it's all
right.
done.
I'll bring the crew. We'll come over and film that shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's how I got hooked up with them. So I'm super grateful for Patrick for, you know, making that connection for me. But their coolers are badass. They basically like took apart everything about like the best coolers on the market right now and like did all of the right things and then like left out the things that people didn't like. They're amazing. Like I was never like a cooler person. Like I don't have a boat and like I do go to the beach, but like usually I just like go to the bar on the beach, you know? So, but for me, like when I got them, I was like, these coolers are fucking awesome. Like they're so cool. So I've been telling everybody about them. They're amazing. They stay cold forever. And, I don't know. I'm super excited about my new coolers. I can't wait to use them this summer. So,
and you know, being a young mother, you're going to take your son to the beach, you know, and you don't have to run up to the thing to get him a cold snack or a cold beverage. With your Locker cooler, you're locked on to the beach, right? You don't even have to get up. You can like sit there while you're lounging, working on that tan, and just go, here, son.
Oh. Yeah, and
then here, son. You know,
my pink one even has a bottle opener on it. It's awesome.
Oh shit! that's the adult version of the cooler. So I'm glad to see that you're getting some sponsors to jump on board with you. It's an important part of the ride, you know, and the more sponsors you can get lined up with, and you know, help them start branding theirs and start branding yourself, the money's going to flow because, you know, besides the fact that you can fight, you're a beautiful lady. So. I'm just, you know, and that does not hurt in the career you're in. You know what I mean? You're going to be marketed, you know, and people are going to want to, you know, line up with you. So, you know, once you get back to the octagon, start getting a few wins under your belt, people are going to get on the Goldy train. And then Hannah Goldy's going to have the money flowing. She won't be making it rain on none of y'all, but she'll have the money to do it if she chooses so to do. So, all this stuff going on, UFC 249 was supposed to take place today. Today's supposed to be UFC 249. Obviously, it didn't happen because the governor of California, you know, thought he'd flex his muscle with Disney, and boom, they did. And you know, but Dana came back May 9th. There's a fight card again, supposed to take place in Florida. Have you let the UFC know that if any, like Michelle Waterson or Carlos Sparza get to go at probably strawweight? I don't know where you're going to stay, if you're going to want fly or straw, or go to both. But if a fight like that, if one of them dropped out, would you be able to get to 115 to get in that card if they needed you?
I could make weight tomorrow if I had to.
Wow.
No, I mean.
No, I know. But
I'm lighter than I've ever been.
I've never heard that confident. You know, that like with a fight, I can make weight in a few days. I'd have time. You didn't wait. Go. I'll make weight by May 9th. You're like, I'll make weight right now.
I will.
Man, that's awesome. That's really a testament to what you said earlier about you feel like you're in the best shape of your life and you feel super athletic. What are some of the things you do now, like that keeps the fat off and keeps the muscle growth? You know, not lifting weights and stuff, and not the actual training in the gym where you're wrestling and grappling and practicing your strikes. From your exercise routines, what are you doing like to keep that cardio going and to keep that, you know, burning, you know?
I mean, I've been running a lot, man, like not like super long distances, but like, you know, 3 to 5 miles as fast as I can, like sub 7-minute miles for 3 to 5 miles. So it's that, like, I used to run a lot and I kind of got away from it for a while. Cause, like I was saying, when I fought in, August, I had a back injury, so I couldn't run for a while. And, you know, being in quarantine, not being able to go to the gym, like it's like therapy for me to just like go outside and run. Like we live in Florida. It's fucking beautiful here 95% of the time. So like I enjoy getting to be outside. I kind of got away from that for a while because I was so stuck in my gym routine. So that's been nice. I've been running a lot. I've been doing a shit ton of bag work because it's all I can do. So, you know, those two things are both cardio and, you know, both keep me like super lean. Just for me, like I've learned that if I lift at all, then like I gain muscle at like an accelerated rate. So like people think that I like lift weights because like I have muscles. Like I have built that up over the years. Like I have done definitely like I have lifted before, but like I don't usually ever pick up any more than like 15-pound dumbbells. Like I don't lift a lot, and like I'm usually just doing body weight stuff or like explosive stuff or whatever. Like so I've just been, you know, trying to keep my cardio on point, and that's basically all I've been doing. Like everything that I can. I've been posting my workouts on my Instagram. Like I literally do those workouts every day. The workouts that I post, like I do them and then I post them. Like so everybody knows what it takes to stay in shape. It's just, you know, staying motivated and actually doing it every day.
Now, before this went down, were you working at a gym, coaching and getting people in shape?
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I all three of my jobs fucking closed down. Like I was working 3 jobs like before the quarantine, 2 gyms, and I was working at a bar. I started working at a bar again because like I needed to make money. I just moved to a new place and like I fucking haven't been able to fight. So I was busting my ass working 3 jobs and just moved, and then the quarantine happened and I literally lost all 3 of my jobs and like just moved into this like super nice house, but you know, super nice house comes with super big rent.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so you know, that's kind of been a struggle too through this. I haven't been able to really make money, so that sucks, but hopefully when this is all over. I've been working at Thunder Fight Night in Sanford, Teresa and Gabriel George on that, and then I was working at Title Boxing in Oviedo. So hopefully when this is over, you know, and everybody's back at the gym, I will be back on my normal schedule with that.
Well, hopefully, you know, we're going to start going back to life here in Florida on May 1st, depending on the county, because it's up to the governor now. So Texas is opening up business Monday. Texas ain't waiting. Texas said we're opening business on Monday. We're going to start bringing things back slowly. Ohio is going to open up May 1st. Florida is rumored to open up May 1st. So hopefully as that happens, you know, you'll be able to get back out there, get to work, get into the gyms and stuff. And then, you know, that the bar, you know, I mean, the bar is easy cash money, you know, serving drinks. Let's go. Hey, have another one. Absolutely. All right.
Absolutely. I worked in hospitality for a long time. For me, like, I like that. Like, I like being around people. So it's fun for me, like, to just go in and like shoot the shit all night and, you know, just hang out. I enjoy it.
Get paid to do it too, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, and then if the night, you know, is called for, and you're not in a fight camp and, you know, one of your customers wants to buy you a cocktail, well, then so be it. You know, so be it. You know, I mean, that's how things go down. By the way, somebody watching, guy said, Mishek Lee said, you can make it rain on him if you choose to do so.
I got you.
I knew somebody was going to say it, and there it was. I was like, boom. So now I want to talk to you about Odin.
Okay.
Your son is so ginormously big.
He is literally half my size.
He's so funny. You know, his pops post up videos and stuff they're doing, which I love to see. And I just watch him. And, you know, I remember coming to your baby shower, you know, and you were all like praying out. And then, you know, here he came, Odin, and, you know, we were at his 1-year birthday party and different moments in life where we've seen him at the MMA awards. And I just watched this little kid grow. I feel like he's like a part of my extended family, but he's grown into such a cool little dude. And for me, it's like, all right, he's just cool. He's getting a little older. He's fun. But moms always have a different view. Mom's like, ooh, he's too big. So where are you right now in that phase of being Odin's mom?
I mean, I think any mom would tell you, like, you kind of just start like figuring it out as you go along. Like, there's some days are different than others. Some days I feel different than others. But I will say, like, now, like a day will go by and like he'll say something and I'm like, when did you learn that? Like, when did this happen? Like, when did this become a thing? Like, or like we'll just be hanging out and like he'll say something, like we just like have conversations now. Like, we talk, like, literally, like I mean we hang out all day and like we just like, I'm like, when did you become like a person that just like can understand everything that I'm saying and like not listen to anything that I'm saying but understand, like,
right.
But he's very, very stubborn and like very just his own. I don't know where he got it from, you know, like both his parents like were just
Yeah,
so
I mean, his parents are his parents are both so humble and not stubborn, and you know, again, guys, we were talking off the air. You're watching K-Star with Christopher James. We're with UFC star on the rise, Hannah Goldy. We were talking off the air about Odin because, like I said, you know, I've been around, watched this kid, you know, come into the world. I wasn't there when he came into the world. I wasn't in the hospital, but I've seen him from, you know, pretty much day one since he was, you know, born, and you know, watched him grow up, and he's just growing like a weed, and he's so funny. But we were talking about Odin eating because every time I see Odin on a picture or a video, Odin's got some kind of food in his hand. Odin eats everything, and Hannah told me a funny little story. So tell everybody what happens when you're hanging out with Odin and there's food involved.
well, he's usually eating all the time. And then as soon as I sit down to eat, he's always like, oh, I want to eat mama's food. So like he'll literally like I'll like be eating my food. He'll come over like, and if it's something he likes, he'll like take a bite and then be like, mama, and then keep eating. And then like, or he'll come over, take a bite, and like he won't like it. And he'll be like, I don't like it. And like push it away and like walk away. I'm like, cool. Like,
that's hysterical.
He's ridiculous. He cracks me up.
Yeah. You know, it's funny when I said, all right, let's talk about Odin. As soon as I said that, the biggest smile came across your face. You know, I know, and I don't even have to ask you to answer this because I already know the answer. You know, I know how proud you are of yourself for, you know, becoming a fighter in the first place, you know, going through the thing, becoming a pro, working your way up to the UFC, get on the Contender Series, and then, boom, you're in the UFC. So I know how proud you are because of the hard work you put in. You deserve to be proud of yourself. But that all pales in comparison to when we talk about your son, like how proud you are to be that kid's mom. And that's the best thing to me, you know, because every parent, you know, says they love their kid and all that stuff. And, you know, sometimes you see parents, you question that a little bit. I've never, and I don't think I ever will question it with a lady like you, because I just, you know, if you say the kid's name, your face just goes, wee. I can't even smile as big as I'm trying to show. There it is. You know, because he's truly a special little boy. And, you know, like you said, you know, how the hell did he become, you know, having conversations? You know, I mean, does he say any bad words?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Is there a funny story of him dropping a bad word when he shouldn't have?
Yes.
Oh, great. You got to tell us.
So, like, I say, like one of the, like, he heard me say, I'm going to fuck you up. And he said it, and he says it, like, randomly now. Like, he'll be like, are you going to fuck her up? Are you going to, like, don't fuck me up, or like whatever, like he'll just like, he heard, because I say that, like I'll say it to people like just joking, like I'll be like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like he heard me say it one day and now he says it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. But yeah, like he knows what it means too. Like he knows that I'm like, he knows
what it means to fuck somebody up. You're gonna kick their ass. I mean, and you know, his parents are both professional fighters. How could he not know what that means? You know,
I know. It's like,
I'd be more shocked if he didn't know what that meant, you know, because again, you know, his parents are fighters. Jason Arnett right there, he's got a comment on there that says, Hannah Goldy, look, he's got a picture of your bicep on there and a heart. I mean, that's it right there. That's Hannah's bicep and a heart.
That's funny. I'm like, wait, how does he have a picture of my bicep?
Yeah, it's the emoji, you know, but it looks just like the one you're flexing right there. So, hey, by the way, if you guys have any questions for Hannah, I'm going to keep her around for about another 10 minutes or so. So if you got any questions you want to ask, she's always happy to answer them. Is there somebody out there that, you know, you want to fight? And when I say that, I'm sure there's a lot of people you want to fight. But, and, you know, obviously everybody wants to fight the champ and become the champ. But in the real world, you know, you're not ready for the champ yet. Not because you couldn't hang, but because you haven't done enough in the UFC, you know. So right now, is there somebody out there that you feel is a good fight for you to take that has a name to them that you can go in there and beat that, fuck them up, as Odin would say, and steal a little bit of their shine. Is there somebody out there that's got a good target on their back for you that will, help you level up a little?
I mean, honestly, like, I don't even like know who's on the roster. Like, I don't think about like other fighters. Like, I think about myself and like making myself better. And then like, when I get the call from Abe, then we look at who I'm fighting and then we go from there. Like, I've never said no to a fight, and there isn't really a fight that I even feel like I could say no to in the UFC, because I feel like if you're in the UFC, I think that you should fight anybody else who's in the UFC. Like, if I'm fighting somebody who's way higher ranked than me, like there's no loss there. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm ready to, train and prepare to fight whoever they tell me, I have the opportunity to fight. And if it ends up being a good opportunity and it's somebody that's, ranked high, then that's awesome, and I'm going to rise to the occasion and do what I have to do to win that fight. But no, I mean, I honestly, like, I'm never like, I want to fight her, but like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to fight and make money and, train and do what I love and feed Odin, and that's it.
That's awesome. So since you don't really know who's in your division, that leads me to another question. Do you really follow a lot of the UFC? Or, because, most fighters do. And there are a few that don't. They're like, look, this is my job. So when they call me, tell me it's time to go to work, I go to work and get to whatever they tell me. I don't really know what the hell is going on with the rest of the company. I only worry about when I get a phone call for a fight. Is that kind of where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff, like, don't get me wrong, like, when there's fight nights, like, I enjoy watching the fights. Like, I do have like my favorite fighters. Like, I love watching Robert Whittaker fight. I'm a huge Yoel Romero fan. Like,
yeah.
there's fighters that like I get excited to watch fight. But I'm not like fucking paying attention to all the UFC news and all. Like, for me, it's like that is my whole life. So I'm like, I already have so much of it going on in my own life. I'm like, why the fuck do I care what's going on in all these other people's lives? Like, no offense,
No, I get it.
It's like, unless I'm fighting you or you're my friend, then like in the fight game, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you're my friend and you're fighting, then obviously, yes, I'm super excited and all about it and whatever. Or, if I'm fighting you, obviously, yeah, then like I'm going to try to fuck you up, and that is what it is. But like, other than that, I just like I don't know. I literally live under a rock. Like, I'm the worst.
No, it's okay. But, as we were talking earlier about with your sponsors and stuff, you're going to have to come out from under the rock, girl, because, you're going to have to promote your sponsors, which means we get to see more Hannah Goldy, and that's a good thing. Put your face out there, put your name out there, get your brand built, and you'll be able to feed Odin all his food and all your food. So he'll be happy. You'll be happy. Choking.
Don't die.
I don't plan on it, man. So your free time now, you probably have more of it than you're used to. I started driving and delivering groceries for Shipt. It's easy money, it's fun, and I'm helping the community. So throwing it out there, if you need something to do, you generate a little revenue. I mean, I'll tell you off the air how much money I made this week driving. I only drove 4 days, and when I looked at what I'm going to have in my bank next week from my, check for them, I was like, shit, how'd that happen? So it's fun. And then you can do it anytime on your schedule. When you want to go work, you work. When you don't want to work, you don't pick up any orders. But I was sitting there thinking about, you were like, talking about, all your jobs are gone and, you're trying to figure out how to, pay all the bills if you just moved to the new house. So I was like, well, shit, I can do it. Fucking, if my old ass can do it, you'll probably run circles around me. I do like 5 or 6 a day, and I make good money for that. You're in such good shape, you can probably do 12 a day. And then you show up to their house.
Does that even like translate over?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to be silly. But let me go back to got some comments popping up. All right, so Forrest Daniel wants to know, who's your favorite UFC fighter, male and female, and why? each one of those are why you pick those people?
My favorite male UFC fighter is probably Robert Whittaker.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm very like intrigued by his style, and like I always enjoy watching him fight. And you know, he's handsome too, so that doesn't but yeah, I like him a lot. I like Yoel a lot too. I think that Yoel's style, like his explosiveness is just so impressive to me, and I would love to, you know, get better at that in my own game, just kind of chilling. And I'm good at exploding all the time, but I need to, you know, work on. He's like chill, and then you just don't even see that shit coming. Like it's nasty. My favorite female UFC fighter is this girl. Her name's Hannah Goldie. She's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. Other than Hannah Goldie, who's your favorite fighter? Is there a favorite female out there that you really appreciate her work? You know,
Rose is probably my Rose, and I mean I'm a huge fan of Zhang too.
Yeah,
those
wow.
two, they're definitely my top two. I've always liked Rose, and I think that I love Rose's movement. And you know, I think that that's something not a lot of people have, like the footwork and the movement that she does, and that's definitely something that I've tried to mirror off a little bit. I've been working a lot on my footwork and my movement, and I think that's going to show a lot in my next fight for sure. And then Zhang's power, you know, it's impressive. So those two are probably my top two.
Yeah, that fight that Weili Zhang and Joanna just had, oh my God. Those girls beat the ever. They fucked each other up. I'm just going to say it all the time. See, it's catching. You say, I'm going to fuck her up. I can't stop saying it.
Yeah, right after that fight, Hank texted me and was like, I never want you to get in a fight like that.
Yeah, well, you know.
Like, I mean, like, one is good. I mean, that just put them in the history books. You know what I mean? Like, but no, you definitely, I mean, no matter who you are, like, I know that it's like that fight was cool and stuff, but if you don't want to have very many fights like that in your career. Like that shit takes years off your career and your life. Like it is cool, and you know, it's iconic, and like it was fucking badass. But yeah, no, like you don't even somebody that I don't care about, like I don't want to see, like I hate when I start seeing fighters take a lot of damage like that, like over a long period of time. You know, like more than just one fight. You're like, every fight they're getting fucked up, like even if they're winning, like, you know what I mean? Like even if they just like take damage, they're just super tough, they take a shit ton of damage and win, like it's still like, did you really win though? Like
when you can't remember your name 9 years from now. And I get it. It's a serious issue. And you know, and that's the thing. We all want to see the violent beating people up, but I agree with you 100%. I like, you know, I don't want to see any fight. You know, I do not like Colby Covington. Don't like the guy. I respect him as a fighter. He's a legit badass. But I still wouldn't want to see Colby Covington getting fucked up, you know, beyond the necessary damage to end a fight. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, he's got to live his life after fighting, you know. So, you know, I'm glad that you think like that. So, yeah, get your one big old firefight in there and then get the fuck out of there. No more of the firefights. But you're right. Every fighter should, you know, hope to have one like that because, again, to me, that's, you know, one of the top 5 fights I've ever watched in my life. And I've watched a lot of fucking fights.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So next question is from Tim Bone Moynihan. He wants to know who your coaches are, and then he's got a follow-up and some of your training partners.
My coaches are Jason Kirapalucci, Mitchell Chamali, and Hank Porche. And then my training partners basically consist of all 3 of them. And then a bunch of people over at Fusion. I train with Jada a lot. I train with Cleveland McLean a lot. I train with Johnny Bam Bam a lot. Caitlin Salmons, Joe Penaful. There's a bunch of small people. We have a good crew. Mike Milmer-Stat is always, he's a little bigger than me, and he doesn't fight anymore, but he's a fucking badass that a lot of people don't know about. But if he fought, he would fucking destroy any 145er I know. Julian Williams at Fusion has always, you know, he's an OG in my career. He's been with me since, you know, before I even had an MMA fight. Man, there's so many people, like I can't even sit here and name them. Like I train all over, so it's hard for like it depending on the fight camp too. It's always different. Like there's always people that work better for certain opponents, so it always changes.
But you got a good core crew around you where you can get what you need anytime, any place. You've set yourself up very nicely, I shall say. This is going to be the last question I'm going to take from the crowd here, and it is, what got you into fighting MMA for a living?
I lived in New York City when I was super young, I guess 20, 21. And I went to like this, it was like an underground fight. I think it was honestly like a Friday night fight, like the Muay Thai fights. But I think it was like before they were a thing, like they were not big. Like it was literally in an old church. And like the co-main event was these two girls that just like fucking beat the shit out of each other. And I was like, that's awesome. I want to do that. And like, you know, faith happened and I ended up meeting a guy who owned a gym and I started going to that gym and then moved to Florida and was blessed enough to, you know, have from the beginning people take me under their wing and help me and guide me. So, you know, it all just happened the way that it was supposed to and now I'm here.
And now you get to fuck people up for a living. I mean, it's and I think you like that because you get to do it, but because you get to say it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's awesome. Well, listen, Hannah, I'm really happy that we got to catch up tonight. It's been way too long. I never want to have this much time between when you make an appearance on the show because you're just awesome, and I always want to know what's going on and chat with you. I'm glad that you got yourself a new house, and you know you're doing all this now, and you're striding into your both personal growth and your professional growth, and the finished product, you know, whenever it gets there, is going to be outstanding because, you know, we're always working to improve. You know, even I'm 51. Like I said, I can always find stuff to improve in my life every day. You've got a great work ethic about dealing with all of it. And I respect the hell out of that because it's inspirational to watch what you do and, you know your whole story. You know what I'm saying? Know what you went through to get there and, you know, the ups and downs while you've been on this road. So, yeah. You know, I will do this for you right now since you are so awesome. I will give it. Where is it? Oh no! You get the big. Y'all give it up.
I can't. You're having way too much fun with that stuff.
You know, it's because I got the new studio look and everything, and I've been able to rig up some stuff, and it's going to get even better a little bit later on. But this is just the outline, the format, and we're going to do some other cool stuff here. It's going to be really awesome. I'm working on getting permission to show highlight videos from, you know, UFC fighters. And if I get that, that's a game changer, you know, so fingers crossed. But listen, all the love from here. And my wife is out there and she popped her head in here a few minutes ago. She goes, tell her I said hello. So
tell her I said hi.
I will. We will see you soon. As soon as you get a fight announcement, please let us know. So we can, you know, share with the world and let everybody know to, you know, get on the Goldy train. It's going to be leaving the station, man. If you miss it, you don't get on, bitch. That's how it works. Real quick on the bottom, they're scrolling. So the first one scroll is Baker Bands. Tell us about Baker Bands real quick before we get out.
They are a custom headband company. Stay tuned for a Hannah Goldy line that's coming out from them, but they're super awesome. He actually just he sent me a bunch of headbands to donate to local hospitals. They're like the custom bands, but they have little buttons on them for the medical staff. Yeah. Nice. So he's super into, you know, giving back to the community, and he's an awesome company.
Awesome. All right. And then on this one, we've got both your sponsors, two sponsors here, Barbell Cartel and and Lock Cooler. So give everybody the quick, you know, how they get the discount and how they can support you and your sponsor through this.
Yeah. Promo code for both of those companies is Goldy. Barbell Cartel is an awesome, like working out apparel company. Definitely check them out. Their quality is awesome. And then Lock Coolers, they are the best coolers in the game. Do not miss out on getting one of these for summertime. My promo code, you get $10 off any cooler on their website.
Awesome. And hopefully, you know, with their new company, and hopefully their coolers are as awesome as you say. And I'm hoping the one thing they've done, because you said what they did is they took apart the cooler, and they recreated it with all the good stuff from all these phenomenal coolers, but got rid of all the bad shit. The one big bad thing I hope they got rid of was the high price, like a Yeti cooler. You know, you get a little 12-can cooler from Yeti. It's like $9 million, and I got to take out a mortgage on my house. Hopefully, Laka has been able to do what they're doing and bring the price point down, because if they do, they can take a little dent. It might take a minute, and then if they have your face pimping it, they might get there a little bit faster. So I'm glad to see the sponsors coming on board for you. I'm glad that you're healthy again, and we'll hopefully get you in a fight here before the summer. I love Odin. I just do. And, he's such a good boy. I'm so glad that you have a little buddy to hang out and chat with, and, just shoot the shit with.
Literally.
Hey, and you got to get a video and share it with us of him saying, fuck her up. I got to hear him say it, because in his voice, it's got to be funny. Like my grandson, he said shit the other day, and he shouldn't say it, but I don't care. It just sounded so fucking cute when he said that. How can I not laugh?
I know. It's so bad. I mean, honestly, though, for me, I'm like, I think the biggest thing as a parent is like, you want to raise your kids to be a good person. So like, if he says a swear word and that's like the worst thing that you did, like, I think you're doing okay.
Yeah, because if he just has potty mouth like every other kid he's going to meet in school anyway, technically, I believe you're preparing him for what he's going to deal with in the world, because, he's going to get to school and people are going to say shit, fuck, piss, goddamn, and all that stuff. He's going to be ready for it. There you go. Yeah. See, you're not hurting, you're helping. Listen, Hannah, all the best to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay blessed. The look on your face, this whole interview makes me feel good, because that smile is fully back in action, and Hannah's ready to take on the world, and the world better fucking be ready, because they don't know what's about to hit them. And I'm going to steal Phil Rowe's line, but I'm going to change up. These folks are about to find out about you. His is a little different. I can't go, them about to find out, because that's his shit. That's gimmick infringement. I don't want to do that. But enjoy the rest of your day, man. Congratulations on the house and all the success. And hopefully we'll get you back here in the octagon soon, so you can, fuck her up, whoever it may be, right? Yeah. So any shout outs you want to do besides your sponsors to anybody else before we you do your shout outs, and then go ahead and just exit the building on your own cue?
I mean, just shout out to Odin, because he's with his dad right now, so hopefully he's watching this. I love you, honey. And then my mom, man, too. My mom's been helping me out so much over the course of the past. She moved in with me like right after I had Odin, so she's just been such a huge help, and I just don't know what I would do without her. So shout out to the mom. That's it, man. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your night, man. Keep that bicep flexed up. Give us the full flex before you go. I can't do the full flex. I could just do that. Oh, yeah, you can't do the other arm yet. You're not allowed. All right, well, that's good enough, man. No, what do you mean I'm allowed? I just can't, because I'm holding the phone. Oh, I thought you had the phone, like, sitting on something. I didn't realize. Oh, man, fuck it. Anyway, listen, you enjoy the rest of your night, Hannah. Thanks so much, man. All the love. Appreciate you taking the time. Always appreciate you taking the time. It's an honor to have you on the show and, to spend some time with you. So, toodles. And don't forget, I'm going to hit you up for the ice cream challenge. Okay, let me know. All right, we will. Peace. All right, bye. Guys, that was Hannah Goldy, man. I could talk to her for days, man. She's so funny. And we're just goofing, we're just having a conversation, and she just laughs, and the smile and the laughter is all infectious. And, I always find it, it's the guy in me, I guess. But, you see these girls that do, a pretty girl, beautiful smile, beautiful faces, and they're laughing, they're goofing. And, when you see them like that, it's hard to imagine them beating the shit out of somebody. And, but they do. It's always been a weird thing to correlate for me in my brain. But glad she came by and talked to us. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview, and I know I did. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I appreciate it, and as I always say, thanks for letting me be a part of your life today, and you guys being a part of mine. We're all going through this together, man, and it's fun to have people along for the ride. Until next time, I am Christopher James. You've been Caveside. So, y'all enjoy
the rest of your day. Peace.
Stand the nose to nose with